Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, In the Shadow of the Moon. On Netflix. I don't know if it's a Netflix original, but it's on Netflix. That's all I know. Yeah, Netflix film. There it is. There you have it. Hour and 55 minutes long. It's about a Philadelphia detective who's been trying to solve a mystery of a female serial killer who kills females. Not a female serial killer. And it's defying explanation. So it seems like, from what I saw, it seems like there's murders happening at the same time in two different places. So I don't know. We'll see what it's all about. Kind of interested to see, but it's on Netflix, so I'll get into it, find out what it's about, give you a better idea of really what it's about, and ultimately tell you what I think and whether you should watch or not. 6.2 on IMDb. Over 12,000 people have seen it already. So 6.2 is not the greatest, but you never know. I'll get into it and I'll check back in. Stick around. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching In the Shadow of the Moon, and we're at the 36-minute, 54-second mark. Yes, an early check-in because I wanted to correct something. When I was reading it, I told you it was a serial killer of females. No, it is a female serial killer. That's known right in the beginning. Obviously, in the first 36 minutes, we realized that the killer is female. And the other thing I wanted to correct, which I thought was true, was that they were happening simultaneously. That's not the case, at least not yet. I mean, they're happening on the same night kind of thing. In the same form and fashion, but they're not simultaneous. So it's not like one person is in two places at once. You know, they're odd. It's very interesting. It's very fast-paced. I like it so far. And what we've just come to at this point was that they jumped 9 years into the future. So they go to 1997. So prior to that, they were in 1988, and now they jump forward. So. So far, so good. I don't want to get into any more details at this point, but I wanted to correct those two things so that you understand. Our main character, the cop, is trying to become a detective. The current detective is his brother-in-law. His wife's pregnant with his child, that kind of thing. But it's fast-paced and very interesting so far. So we'll see where it goes from here. And I do think it's going to be hard for me to give away details, but we'll see. I'll be back in a little bit. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of In the Shadow of the Moon. No other additional check-ins. It wasn't really needed. I think just at one point I wanted to clarify, 2 points I wanted to clarify was all that you needed. It really morphs into a different type of movie, and as I read it, it's drama, crime drama is what, you know, the categorization is. I'm not sure what it says on IMDb, but I would also throw in Sci-Fi, obviously. It was really, you know, the beginning of it was first half of the movie, I'd say, was a really good crime drama. You're really interested in what's going on, you know, who's doing these murders, who's the serial killer, and you know, and his obsession with it. And I liked that part of it. I really did. And then it moves into more of the sci-fi realm, as I think I mentioned. It goes every 9 years, right? So the murders, it starts in 1988, and then the murders happen again 9 years later, right, in 1996. Well, that continues. So then it's like, how is this still happening? And I don't want to go into any detail because it's all, the intrigue is all in the questions or the mystery that is here. You know, why is it happening? You know, why is this detective involved? All that kind of stuff. It's I found it very, very interesting. I liked it. Caught my attention for the entire movie. Now, when it moves forward into the more sci-fi piece, that's the one thing. As you're watching it, even as it's unfolding, you know, and you're understanding that there's something bigger at play here, it really is not over the top on the sci-fi aspect. I keep saying that, but you know what I mean. Like you would expect a little bit more, but it's very, you know, subtle, I would say, in its approach to becoming what it eventually becomes. And so I really like that aspect of it. Didn't get blown out of control throughout the entire movie. It was just in the background a little bit. I know it's hard for me to talk without ruining it for you, and I'm really not trying to do that. So I liked it a lot. How about that? It's very interesting, mysterious, and holds your interest the entire time. Boyd Holbrook, I assume was our detective in this. I'm just looking at the credits now, and I thought he did a pretty good job. It gets depressing towards the end. You feel, bad for what's going on, essentially. Again, without that's just my emotion, but I think it all works out in the end. Now there are pieces of it where I have questions, and when you see it, I think maybe you will too. And I'm not going to tell you those questions now, But all in all, that piece aside, the questions piece of it, I still thought it was very entertaining. I liked it a lot, and I would recommend it if you like crime movies that involve a hint of sci-fi in it. And I want to tell you something more, but I'm not going to, because I want you to experience it for yourself. Because you guys, you're the whole time trying to figure out what's going on, and that's it. So that's it. That's all I can say for you here. If you like detective movies, crime movies, and those kinds of things, check it out. Love to hear from you. It's on Netflix, so it won't cost you anything. It's an hour and 55 minutes long, so it'll cost you a little bit of time. But other than that, I think it's worth it. So if you do, check it out. Let me know. Drop me a comment. What did you think of it? Love to hear your thoughts. And subscribe if you haven't, and continue to tune in to Kimmel's Irish Pub.